So it turns out drawing is actually pretty hard. I mean, in concept, it sounds pretty simple. You kind of just like take a stick and then you just like slam it onto a piece of paper a couple times and then you create something cool. But it's something that I've always struggled with, but I thought was really awesome to look at. And I think that's a pretty general opinion about it. PewDiePie, about a year ago, he posted this journey of him drawing every single day for at first 30 days, and then 100, and then eventually a year. And I saw that when I was coming back from university, and I was like, ooh, new toy to pick up. So I tried it out. Now, my experience with drawing isn't exactly the best. If you look at some of my earlier videos, which you shouldn't do, you'll notice that I kind of had this thumbnail style where I was drawing in MS Paint. And I just like, I'd spend like maybe at most 10 minutes doing each of those and just like throwing different PNGs together while doing that. And you'll see some of them on screen. They kind of look trash. The point is, I'm not the best artist. You know, and that's sort of where I was at coming into this challenge. You know, I don't really have a lot of experience with drawing. And I just wanted to learn a new skill. So I tried drawing for this 30-day thing. And I was originally going to start this while I was still in university. So I bought this sketchbook from a Canadian Walmart. And this is like, it's not ergonomic, right? It's like, it's massive. It's 27.9 centimeters by 21.5. I don't know what that is in inches. Yeah, and I bought this in like February, I want to say, of this year, 2025. And then I just didn't touch it. It kind of just sat in a reusable Walmart bag for my entire university semester. And then when I came back, like after a month, I was like, you know what? We're going to try this drawing thing. So I haven't opened this in like a month or two. And we're just gonna go through my old drawings, right? So I'm kind of nervous because I know that these are really bad, and the drawings that I made now aren't much better. So let's just go through it, right? The sketchbook is actually so big that I'm having a hard time adjusting my phone to record the whole thing, the whole book. So I think I'm just gonna have to hold my phone like this. There we go. Okay. So, day one, I tried just drawing a bunch of shapes because I looked up a video on how to get started when you're learning how to draw, and they just said to just draw a bunch of shapes and make them 3D to learn perspective. So I tried that, and looking back on it, it's like I kind of didn't learn perspective from this, because if anything, what happened was I just tried to draw a cube a bunch of times that was like kind of facing away forward almost, but like towards the left, if that makes sense. So I didn't really learn perspective or anything. And looking back on it, my cubes kind of suck, right? I started with circles. I don't know why I started with circle. Yeah, I actually have no clue why I started with circles. And then you look further down and I'm like, okay, I kind of play around with different angles of the cylinder here, right? Like here, it's kind of like pointing outward almost. This one's like standing up, sideways. And then you see this. This is me trying to draw for the first time. I tried to draw the Persona 3 protagonist, and I hated it, right? Like, there's like no vision here. I thought I made him like super chubby for no reason, and I just say yikes. Because it sucks. It sucks. You know, for the most part, I'm just using a sketchbook, right? Like, I'm not... I use reference for all my drawings, so none of these are like off my imagination. I'm using a reference for everything, right? So yeah, that's day one. Day two isn't much better. And I tried this method that a friend from Canada taught me who is an artist, where you kind of just draw, you draw a string, and then you try to draw cubes, or I guess in this case rectangles, along the string. I don't know. I tried to imagine it kind of like you're making a necklace in elementary school and you're just putting the beads along through it, right? It's plastic beads, but they're cute. Drawing the cubes on the string, it wasn't fun, and I just wanted to jump straight into drawing characters, which was a bad idea because I didn't know how to do that either. So I don't know how to draw shapes. I don't know much about perspective. I don't know much about drawing anything in 3D. So I tried drawing Felix from Fire Emblem, and it's like the most atrocious thing ever. Like I put question marks in this one, and I put a big frowny face on this one because it's like, I think everything just looks like misaligned, and the hair is like, I don't know what's going on with the hair, right? This one too. It's just bad, and it's like it looks like I'm trying to draw it off the top of my head, but I swear to you, I'm looking at a picture of what this guy looks like, and I just can't do it. And this is looking better. This is looking better. It's still wonky looking back at it, because it's like I kind of just threw a bunch of polygons together. He looks like he came from like a PlayStation 2 game. Looks like he came from a PlayStation 2 game. But yeah. And so I draw Annette too, and that one's not much better. And then I draw Marianne. So I'm not having fun here. It's day 2. I'm not completely like destroyed from it, because I know it's gonna get better. Day 3 comes and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to draw. I think I understand what I'm doing, kind of. I just kind of gotta take my time with it. It's getting a little better. I tried to draw Gwen from League of Legends, one of the icons in game, and that was really weird because it's like, if you know what the League of Legends icon looked like, they draw it in like a square, and then they just fill the square with the character, right, or whatever the icon is supposed to be. And at that point, I was drawing like headshots, so doing that was like hard for me. So I just scribbled it out and I gave up. And then I tried to draw a loon, but again, I don't know like perspective or poses. So because my reference photo here, she wasn't facing the camera, I guess I just got messed up with it. But I was like, I think while drawing it, I was like, okay, that one was a fluke. I'll just try it again. And I tried to draw Yuta. Not good either. Not good either. And then I go to Gojo, and that's not, I mean, yeah. They look like the One Punch Man webcomic. We go down, and it gets a little bit better, but not really. This Byleth one, I think drawing this, you know, I hated it in the moment, but looking back, it's like, I can clearly tell that at this point, I'm way better when the reference piece is like facing the camera. And so I can draw the front view, right? This one, not so much, because Dimitri's head is kind of tilted. It's not really what I'm used to. And so I take this and I realize, okay, I can't do like them with their head tilted or them looking away or different poses. I just got to keep it simple for now. And so I try to draw Makoto Yuki again in Aegis, and you know, looking back on these, they're not bad. They're not bad, right? Like, this face is a little rough. I think the nose is just a little funny. He's got kind of like a pig nose going on, or whatever, kind of Voldemort-ish. But, I mean, the hair, I don't hate it. I know exactly what reference I'm doing. The clothes here, I think I like kind of gave up because I was kind of burnt out from drawing these earlier. And keep in mind, it's all in one day, right? In one sitting. At this point, at least. So you can see kind of the details are messed up. Like, it's not really symmetrical. And I'm not really using guidelines at this point, right? So this here as well. This one, I don't know. I think at first I liked this one more because it looked better to look at. But once after doing it for 30 days, I've realized that I kind of like this one more because everything is sort of like together, if that makes sense. So day 4, I actually messaged my cousin who went to art school for a bit on like tips. I showed him the Makoto Yuki and the Aegis that I just showed you guys from day 3, and he recommended picking some like similar design and then just trying to learn anatomy, right? Or trying to learn what's the word I'm blanking? Proportions. But so I tried to draw Olivia from Fire Emblem Heroes, specifically that design. from the game. And because my cousin recommended it to me because one of his friends, when they were in art school, actually used Olivia for an assignment on how to learn anatomy and proportions. And so I did my first full body piece here. And looking back, my big thing was she kind of looks like a me in a way, you know? Like the head shape is like super round. I don't remember if I was using guidelines at this point. I think I kind of was for the face, but not really. And this is another one. You can tell she's like, her body isn't straight, right? She's kind of facing away, but she's looking at the camera again. So I was able to get that good. My main critique really is that head shape. Her arms are a little skinny, but I think that was just also the reference. Well, this one looks very skinny, the left arm. No, that's the right arm. Other than that, like the clothing detail, I think I got really good. I always struggle with feet and hands. So I think this was a good starting point. And it was only day 4. So after drawing this, other than like it looking like a me character, I wasn't really proud of that. I felt pretty good because I had 26 more days to go, right? So I could improve a lot from this point. Day 5, I got really confident after drawing that Olivia. So I was like, okay, I'm going to draw Aizen from Bleach because I really like Bleach. I got into it like a year ago and I thought I'm just going to do like practice drawing a bunch of Aizen from the 1000-Year Blood War arc. And this was like the main standout from the day, right? This one I thought looked really good, and I thought, okay, yeah, not only did I kind of learn anatomy, but I also kind of learned like how to draw a proper face almost from this. And I think I definitely used a guideline for this face, I think, because you can tell his head's kind of tilted, and I think I drew that kind of well, right? The eye patch is kind of weird. I don't really think it looks like that. And the hair, it doesn't look like Aizen is the thing. I really messed up with the hair, probably because I wasn't. I think my thought process with each face was I started with a circle and then I shaped it out into the appropriate head shape, and I drew guidelines too. But I didn't really know how to incorporate hair into all of it, so you can see that this looks kind of trash. And then you pan over, and this is the next one. And I tried to, after getting the confidence from literally 2 drawings, I thought I could go into a different angle for faces, and I just couldn't. Like, this doesn't look good. I don't think, even now. It looks like Gojo when he's lifting up like one eye of his mask. It doesn't look like Aizen at all. And so I put bad, because I didn't like it. And yeah, no. And I drew this ugly face, and I drew this ugly face, and I rage quit for the day. I tried to practice this rule that my friend from Toronto also taught me, which is the 7 to 8 heads rule for proportions, where essentially you divide the body into like 7 heads. So like this is 1, this is like, you go, imagine you drew another head, that's 2, you draw another head, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is like 6.5, I think, looking at it. Yeah, not bad, right? And going into day 6, I thought, okay, I think I need to focus more on those proportions again, because I think doing 1 day of it wasn't enough clearly for me to move on to more details in my drawings. So I spent day 6 on proportions again. I drew Mitsuru from Persona 3, and I think this was a good practice in proportions, definitely. I really like her, whatever this is, a ribbon, I guess. The angle of it and the dimensions of it are pretty good. And then if you look at the whole thing, it's like, that looks like 6 heads, and she's not a very tall character. The hair is kind of whatever, right? Again, I was mainly practicing proportions. Oh, I like the hands, actually. These might be the best hands I've drawn, I think. The boots are okay. Yeah, I was pretty proud of this one. And my friend complimented me. He said, like, it looks better than the Olivia one, I think, in my opinion. Day 7. I think I did this pretty late in the day because I was coming in from work. So I drew cubes again, just to get like that perspective thing down. Try to practice that a bit more. And I tried to draw aubergine from Amori, and it was okay. You know, it was a different art style than I was used to. My reference, so you can see like it's very cartoonish compared to this one, which is a little more detailed. It's good. I'm trying to like compliment myself and not put myself down too much because I know what's coming later. Day 8, I tried to play around with different poses and perspective a bit more. I finished Frieren at this point, the Frieren anime. So I drew Frieren. Not the worst. I know what the reference is for this, and it looks nothing like the reference. So I think at this point I'm like kind of almost accidentally developing my own art style, and I don't really know how to describe it. The hair is not as much detailed. You can tell that this is like a shoulder. This is supposed to be another shoulder, neck. Yeah, it's like, you know, her body is like facing this way, but her head is like, you know, rotated so she's facing the camera. Kind of like this, what I'm doing now. It's pretty good. And I drew Ike. I drew a young Ike from Path of Radiance. And yeah, this isn't bad actually. I kind of like this. You know, another one where his body, it's kind of the opposite of this one where his body is facing the camera but he's kind of looking away. And I think the head is a little rough, but his torso and his arms aren't bad. Maybe his torso is a little big than I would have wanted. But that head shape leaves a lot to be desired, I think. Day 9, oh, here, you can actually see my process, because I started a drawing, but then I moved it to day 10, I think. I guess I draw the head like this. I think it's originally a circle, and then I shape it. I draw my guidelines like this. I learned that, at first I was confused how the guidelines for the head works. I thought this horizontal line was where the middle of the eye is supposed to be, but it's actually where the top of the eye is supposed to be. And so I drew a guideline that connects all the way down to the body, I guess. And these horizontal lines right here, I think, are me following the 7 to 8 heads rule, where I'm kind of just spacing out where the heads are supposed to be, right? And so this is kind of my process here. And so before that, though, I was drawing Yuki Tsukumo. And again, the proportions aren't bad here. I think it's actually good. This is a good body shape, I think. The face is what was bothering me. I thought my faces were pretty ugly. And I still think, to this day, I still kind of struggle with it. You know, this is what, day 9? Not even double-digit days yet. And I think this is a good spot to be in for day 9. Day 10. Oh, here we go. Yep. So imagine, I'll put it like side by side on screen, I guess. This is day 10. This is what I was going to work on, but then I moved it to day 10. I like this one, it's cute. Her head, I feel like, is a little big. A problem I was struggling with early on was it's really just this head and neck proportion bit. Like, this neck looks pretty long, and then her head, I don't know, it's kind of like, it's a weird shape almost. You know, and I think just the way I shaded it, you can't really tell where the back of her head is. So kind of this almost ends up looking like the side of her head. Day 11. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. A thing you'll see me doing is, if I didn't like the way I drew a character earlier in this challenge, I would try drawing them on a later day as a way to apologize for messing up earlier and doing a disservice to the character. So I tried doing it again, and I'm still not proud of it. I think this is the last time I draw male Byleth, because the first time was so horrible that, and the second time was like not good either, that I just gave up. And something that I learned, I think from drawing this, I had a wake-up call that I needed to start drawing more men. So another thing is, I hated this sketchbook because it was so clunky, and I couldn't I didn't want to bring it to work because it was so big and it wouldn't fit in my pull string bag. So I actually bought a different sketchbook, and I also didn't like the paper and the feeling of it. I bought another sketchbook from Barnes & Noble, which isn't an art store, I realize, but it's a bookstore, and this is a sketchbook. I bought this, and this is pretty nice. It's a nice hardcover, so it's very durable. I can put it in my bag with no problem. This is very flimsy. It's all paper and cardboard, and it's in this spiral. So I retired this one. So this is my sketchbook. We're on day 12, I think. So this is bad, right? Maybe I'm getting used to the paper, but I don't know. Like, I tried drawing Ken and Momo from Dandadan, and this is like, bro looks like an alien. And I know he's like trying to be friends with the aliens, but this isn't like his eyes are like so big, and I don't know why. And then I remember like erasing his hair a ton of times because I kept messing it up, and it still doesn't look good here. Like, it looks like he's wearing a wig, or like, not even a wig, it looks like it's taped onto his head or glued. And then Momo is like, oh my god, I did so bad with this that I just gave up part 1. Day 13, I tried drawing Makoto, Yuki, and Katone from Persona 3. This gave me more hope. This gave me hope in the world. This one. I thought this was pretty good, and I still think it's not bad. I really like the eyes. The head shape, again, is a big thing for me. The hair's not bad. Yeah, it's not the worst. Like that headshot area, right? So I wanted to get better at drawing faces and stuff like that. I was practicing there, and then I thought I did a pretty good job here. So I tried to do another one, because, you know, boy, girl, alternating thing. And I didn't like this one at all. And it's definitely like the angle here. It's definitely the way her head is shaped. Like, it looks like she's gotten punched and she's been disfigured. So that was bad. Day 14, I tried drawing Yuta, and his body ended up looking like a Roblox character. The way it was so blocky. I thought the face was okay. It was okay, but I hadn't drawn full body for 2 days in a row at this point. Day 15, I was committed to just going through with it, no matter how bad it was going to be, because that's part of the learning process, right? You have to make those mistakes in order to learn from them and grow. So I drew Hilda and Fire Emblem 3 Houses here, full body, covering nearly the entire page here, and she doesn't look bad. It's not the worst. I got the clothing detail good because I was like naturally good at that. Like, that was a good thing I was doing since day 4 when I drew the Olivia piece. The thing is definitely anatomy. Like, this looks 2D. She looks like she's been Super Paper Mario flipped 2D onto the paper. And so that's not good. It doesn't really look 3D, right? And I remember my cousin, in a nice way, kind of roasted me for this. And it pushed me. It made me mad because I didn't want to learn anatomy. But I realized he made a good point in that she looked very 2D. So on day 16, I looked up a video on how to draw bodies better. I found this video online on how to draw bodies better. The way he does it is he explains that you have to know, you don't really need to follow the 7 to 8 heads rule, even though I was kind of doing that the entire challenge, even after this. You don't have to follow it, but what you can do instead is you can kind of just feel it out for yourself. So the way he does it is he draws a stick figure, then he creates 3D cubes and cylinders for each of the body parts, not 2D ones. And this thing is called mannequinning, right? And then later on you can kind of smoothen it out, and then you add a bunch of stuff to it. He mentions that you can learn the bone stuff. I never did. I never learned like skeletal and muscular structures. But you kind of just like smoothen it out here. And then you just kind of add your own like add-ons to it, right? Like clothes and stuff like that. So this is the main thing I wanted to practice. And we're at the halfway point of this challenge at this point. It's the main thing I wanted to practice going forward. I tried doing a base mannequin here. And I just copied what he did in the video, and yeah. The main thing here, I think, is the body was super skinny, the arms are super skinny. But I was just kind of figuring it out, right? And so day 17, I actually didn't draw a full body piece, even though I probably should have, in order to practice this more. I just wanted to like get the face down and the bust up. So I drew Cloud, and I was very proud of this. I thought this looked really good, and this was a good sign of things to come, because, you know, even looking at it now, this might be the best thing I've ever drawn ever. Even like even after day 30, this might be the best thing I've ever drawn, and I think you'll see why later. But yeah, I really like the line art here for his hair. I think the perspective is good. I think this part is kind of lackluster, but the details on his face are pretty good. He looks very mature. The head shape, which I was struggling on before, is pretty good. And the thing about this is you also still use guidelines, actually, when you do this tactic that the Art of Nemo was talking about. So I was practicing that, and I was getting the perspective. Man, it just looks good to look at. But of course, there's 13 days left, so yeah, mid-mass. This is I think this is Bombietta from Bleach. I mean, it's there. It's just, I think the proportions are messed up, so I gave up. And that long neck was really bothering me, and I didn't want to restart. I noticed that too late to correct it. So I rage quit and I got tilted. Day 19. Now this might be my second best. This one might be my second best. This is Orihime from Bleach. I was on a Bleach streak. I broke my rule and I drew 2 girls in a row. Probably because I thought the Bombi one was so bad that I had to draw another girl to make up for it as an apology to the world. So I drew Orihime here. And the reference was like super simple line art. So I didn't have trouble like, I don't want to say copying it. Using it, maybe. Because I wasn't tracing. I wasn't tracing for any of this. I think that's clear. This arm is a little rough. This isn't the worst. You can actually still see the cylinder there that I was using as reference. But I like the face and I like the neck. So I noticed that finally I was getting that down. Day 20, or in the final 10 days, I tried to draw Ichigo. And this has the opposite problem almost, where I really like the body and torso and everything, the legs. I think I drew those alright. The arms are okay. And then again, the details on his clothes I was getting down really well. But then I drew the face. I think I drew the face last. And I was very disappointed in myself. Because I drew this really good, and I drew Cloud really good, in my opinion. And then I drew Ichigo. And it was bad, so I didn't even feel like finishing it. 21. I think I actually so this is the part in my journey where I sort of like was taking a lot more time on these drawings, like over an hour to do, and it doesn't look like I spent over an hour on it because they're so bad, but I was, and I realized that I was kind of getting burnt out from it. So what I was doing was, I was actually kind of like stockpiling days in a way, where I would almost skip a day, and then I'd have to draw 2 drawings in one day in order to make up for it. And this is what you're going to see in the final few days. So I drew Rise from Persona 4, because Persona 4, what even is the official title for it? The remake. I don't know what it's called. The Persona 4 remake was just announced, so I drew a Rise in celebration of it. And you know what? I don't know, you guys tell me which one is better, this Orihime piece or the Rise one, because I have trouble figuring out which one's my second best. I think my Cloud is my best drawing, this one might be my second. Because I really like the way I did the face. Maybe this line here is a little rough, I could have made it a little smoother and less straight. A little more rounded, I should say. But other than that, I mean, I'm getting really good at these proportions things. The mannequin tactic was really helping. The hair is definitely better than what I was doing before with the Mitsuru. So yeah. And then I drew Joker on day 22. And this is okay. My main complaint is the legs. Like, those are really far spread apart. But other than that, I think it's fine. I mean, the head is okay. The hair could be better. Joker's hair is just really ugly in my opinion anyway. He's got that bed head. I did this weird pose he was doing, and I think I did that. I think I captured it pretty well. Day 23, I tried to draw another Yuki Tsukumo because I thought the first one was okay. Looking back, maybe the first one is even better than this. I think I just started out when I was doing the stick figure and the mannequinning that it ended up being really smaller than I thought, and I just had to commit to it. So I drew that. And you know, actually the pose is not bad. If I drew the mannequin bigger and I drew the stick figure bigger, the pose would it holds up. And that's like my first time doing like these more dynamic poses. 24, I drew Sakamoto. This is less detailed, I think. Mainly just because the anime art style is not that detailed. I used an anime screenshot as a reference, and then I put him in a different outfit from a different thing. So I actually used 2 references for this one. And it doesn't look the worst. I think the pose is pretty good. There's not much to talk about with this one, really. Maybe the shading could have been better, but I just didn't feel like it. I drew Zelda because I started playing Breath of the Wild and I still haven't finished it. This isn't the worst, I don't think. I think this arm is a little rough. The Sheikah slate, I really didn't feel like detailing. This weird crest on her chest could have been better, maybe. But the pose itself is pretty good. And I think the size of the limbs I was getting better at. And I really like this hair, actually. The way it flows like this, I think I did good with that. Her face is a little rough, that's okay. Yeah. This was more simple. I didn't put a lot of detail into this one. I think I got lazier with the details, actually. Day 26, I drew Urahara from Bleach. A lot of Bleach characters in this sketchbook. I think it's pretty good, yeah. The shading's nice. The one thing I showed this to Alex, he said the limbs are really skinny. I swear to God, if you look up the reference art for this, I'll try to find it and put in the video. He's just that skinny, man. This guy is downright anorexic. Like, his arms are just that skinny. Now, at this point, I was super burnt out, and I was really backloading on stuff. I was skipping a lot of days, because originally I actually wanted to do this for 100 days. And at this point in the year, I'd probably be at 75 days if I actually was keeping up with it. Because if you remember at the start, I started this journey in like May, right? And it's August now. I'm recording this in August. And it shows in this next one. Yunara just got announced at this point, not even released. So this was over a month ago as of recording this. It's currently August 2nd. This is over a month ago. And before drawing this, I hadn't drawn in maybe a week or 2. And it really shows because I got really sloppy here. The clothing detail's bad, which was my strong point going into this. I was kind of like going back to that me anatomy kind of thing where the head is super big. And I get that she's looking down, so you're actually trying to see the top of her head here, but it doesn't even look like she's looking down that much. Her hands look like sausages, bro. You know, maybe it is because, oh, the feet look horrible. Look like rabbit's foots. Yeah, it's bad. And then, so you'll see on 28, this was super bad because I didn't even finish it. And, you know, the face, it could have been there. Looks kind of like a Sonic OC. Almost. This is supposed to be Al Haytham from Genshin. I drew no Genshin characters because that would just be super junior, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, 29 I drew a few days ago. Day 29 I drew a few days ago. And day 30 I drew yesterday. So I got super burnt out from this. I don't know what it was. I think I just didn't want to dedicate so much time into drawing. Every single day. Also, I got busier with work, and I've honestly just been playing a lot of Street Fighter also. So yeah, keep in mind, I took like honestly, This is pretty good. This is okay. Before that, this is pretty bad. This is okay. This is really good. I really like this one. This is pretty good. So if I kept going, I think I'd be in a way better spot. So if there's one takeaway here, it's consistency, right? You shouldn't be afraid of making these mistakes like I was really early on. Because if you just like take the time to learn the skills and improve on what you're sucking at, you'll get better at it. So going into 29, I wanted to keep it simple and short. Just try and get my groove back in. I just wanted to finish the video at this point. And so I drew another Aizen. And this might be the best one I think I've drawn so far because it actually kind of looks like him. Except not really. The hair is better, for sure. Face too. Yeah. And then 30, I didn't actually finish it, but I don't think it looks the worst. And we're back where we started. Another Makoto. And I actually still hate it. I still think Cloud's better. I think if I were to actually do this every day, I think I could get pretty decent at it. You know? And I almost like, I had a lot of fun coming back to it after like a month and a half of not practicing drawing. It felt good just like watching YouTube or watching movies and shows while also just like sketching in the background. It felt good. It was like a nice change of pace, and I want to do it again. And I mainly did this because I wanted a new hobby, and I do things that I enjoy and I want to have fun with, and I just wasn't having fun with it for a while. So it's like after 30 days I still kind of suck, you know. I'm not like PewDiePie. When I was watching his video, I was like super impressed, you know. He was like a prodigy almost with it. But me, it's like I went from nothing like him and I still kind of suck at it. I don't know what the point of this video is really. I think the point is yeah, that's just like my journey. I need a video for this month also, and I'm late for it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, did I get better? Do I still suck? Would you guys want to see me get to 100 days? Because I probably could. I did enjoy it. But I don't know if I'm going to do it every day. So, yeah. Bye.